Excellencies, fellow head of states and governments, His Excellency Sheikh, member of the Standing Committee of the Politburo of the Communist Party of China, it's a great honor and privilege to be here in this beautiful capital of the People's Republic of China, Beijing, to participate in the 2024 summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation FOCAC. I congratulate the government and the people of China for organizing this successful gathering of international friends so successfully. And once again, I also wanted to express my gratitude and that of my delegation for the warm welcome and the hospitality accorded to me and my delegation as well during this great visit here in Beijing. The theme of the summit is joining hands to advance modernization and build a high-level China-Africa community with a shared future is truly a timely theme. It builds on our existing historical cooperation and friendship while giving rise to many new possibilities for collaboration and joint prosperity that benefits both China and Africa. In Somalia, China is a good friend and a historic partner with whom we seek to strengthen our relations in all areas of mutual benefit in accordance with the FOCAC framework. We strongly welcome the Somali-China cooperation is and will continue to be based on the strong principle of sincerity. Real results, friendship, and good faith like everywhere else in Africa. This is the only way to realize the common objective of win-win sustainable development and prosperity for both sides. Here, let me put in a context the relationship between the security with the development as in the theme. Security success in Somalia and peace-building challenges in Africa. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, joint building a shared future of lasting peace and universal security is a solid support for modernization, is a fundamental if Africa is to achieve its full potential today. Today there are many conflicts in Africa and we must redouble our efforts to silence the guns and build the pillars that will sustain peace for the long term. In Somalia, we are bravely and successfully fighting the last remaining pockets of international terrorist group, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda's most deadly and morally bankrupt affiliate in the African continent. It's been heavily defeated by the Somali National Army with the support of our people and the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia, ATMIS. We are grateful to all the African troop and police contributing countries to ATMIS, and as is clear, our joint effort and sacrifice is delivering stability to not just only Somalia, but also the Horn of Africa and the African continent and the rest of the world. However, the result MOU signed by Ethiopia with a regional administration in Somalia is a new threat to the efforts of the region, the continent, and the world at large. To defeat the threat of international terrorists of the existing. The effort of Somalia and the region has resulted to liberate 80 towns, villages, and cities, and created and degraded the capability of the terrorist group. The defection of many radicalized youth who are now in the process of being de-radicalize it, and the rebuilding of the liberated areas with the provision of basic services, including education, health, water, and law and order, is underway. We are very much grateful for all the international partners, including China, who assisted Somalia to take this stabilization program in the liberated area. Our policy to combat international terrorism continues to be a success because it is a holistic and long-term. We are focused on delivering strategic defeats, liberating remaining al-Shabaab-held areas, confronting the group's misguided and Islamic propaganda, and financially starving them of their illicit financial follow forcibly collected from the Somali communities. These efforts continue until the terrorists are completely defeated and the Somali people can peacefully rebuild their lives, communities, and nation at large, with the hope of uninterrupted stability by violent terrorism and criminals. Indeed, we are truly committed to delivering a better future for our resilient people, as well as contributing to the stability of the region and the continent at large. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, building a shared future of lasting peace and universal security requires that we do more than fighting on the battlefield. While this is important, we also need to focus on building and sustaining peace. Somalia has offered amnesty to the terrorist groups if they abandon the idea that has created the current devastations in Somalia. This requires investment in building blocks that enhance community cohesion and citizen engagement with the state, especially in the new liberated areas from the terrorists, including education, health, infrastructure, and job creation. These territories were under the control of terrorists for close to 2 decades now. And for that 2 decades, there has never been any development or any humanitarian support. In this interconnected age, security is not confined to borders, and all existing evidence shows that it will be impossible to achieve lasting peace and universal security while there is uneven development and opportunities across the world. The FOCAC framework and the Chinese support to Africa is addressing this challenge and creating the opportunity to overcome. Accordingly, through the FOCAC process, we hope Africa-China relations can be refocused and redouble efforts in what builds and maintains peace in the African continent as development priority. This has been proven by today's speech by His Excellency Xi Jinping on promoting the development of Africa and providing opportunity for pursuing prosperity. Indeed, our cooperation and policies must be proactive to achieve this common empowering objective. On One China policy, Excellencies, Somalia is firmly committed to One China policy, and we are grateful to the government of China for its unwavering commitment to supporting Somalia's sovereignty, territorial integrity, in line with the international law and the African Union and the United Nations charters. This, coupled with mutual respect, common purpose, and a joint endeavor, are the anchor for peace and stability in the Horn of Africa, the African continent, and the wider world at large. Going forward, Somalia is proud to be joining China at the UN Security Council in January 2025 as a non-permanent member for the next 2 years. Through this high-level global forum, we seek to cooperate with all the permanent Security Council members, including China, on advancing global peace and security for the betterment of humanity. In conclusion, Somalia's experience is that stability anywhere. Instability anywhere is a danger everywhere. As a community of nations, we must see the challenge of terrorism and the insecurity, as well as the drivers, as a core mission to challenge and overcome jointly. Without this, there cannot be any hope for building a shared future of lasting peace and universal security. But we believe that this aim and objective is achievable and within the reach of our collaboration as a solid support for the modernization and sustainable development of our continent and the world. Overall, universal peace and security are urgent global public good that will transform lives everywhere and everyone. Let us achieve this together. I thank you all.